My brothers and sisters, Salaam alaikum. You probably are sick of seeing me over and over again, same story, year on year out. But let's try and reach a conclusion. I think there is real hope in reaching a conclusion. Nobody would deny that this is a magnificent piece of building that we all would be proud of once it's up and once we start entering through the main door. It is doable. Let me just take you through the story once again, and then I'd like to ask Riaz to add a little bit more in support of what we are all trying to do. So first of all, just recollect where we are, where the porter cabin is, where we are sitting here. These two houses still exist, but we'll be demolishing these two houses at the very end. The rest of the site, all the original assembly halls and the two houses have been demolished, and work began in 2014. So these are the two houses that will be demolished at the very end. For those of you who have not been next door, I urge you, let us take you, hold your hand and take you around the site. We'll go and have a look. We'll point out all the areas that already exist. We'll go down the stairs 2 steps and have a look. I urge you to have a look. Tonight I can do that. After iftar, before the main program begins, the place is floodlit. We can go and have a look at it if you like. But any other day during the month of Ramadan or any other time of the day, any day of the week, just take down my telephone number, give me a call, and I will personally make sure that I accompany you to site. And if you have any other friends and relatives whom you'd like to bring along, please do so as well. Because it is really by looking at it, looking what has been achieved so far, that you would really appreciate what work has occurred. So this is a timeline. Yes, it has been long. I was under the age of 50 when we started. That reveals my age now. But it is doable. I think that final target date is a possibility. And we'll go through this today and see where we stand. So what have we done so far? We bought those two houses. We bought the other two houses at the bottom end as well, which we demolished. We had already bought the land, the community center, the North Harrow Assembly Halls, as they were called, many decades ago, and we have paid all the professional fees. So this is the amount of money that we as a community have raised. And think about it. It's a large amount of money that we have managed to raise and spend. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. And it is possible for us to do the same once again to complete the whole story. So this is what the building looks like. You've got a large picture here. Let's look at the different views of it. This is as you look at it from the station end. And this is the children's center that will be where the two houses stand at the moment. The 37 and 39 Gloucester Road, when those get demolished, this is the 3-floor children's center that will be built there. The children's center is 3 floors. It doesn't go down to the basement, but it will house a coffee area. It will house soft play area for children. It will house birthday party rooms, etc. Let's go back to the main site, which is already in existence. As I said, the basement already exists. The orange that you can see is a sports hall. The pink you can see is a lecture theater. The purple area is a circulation area. The green area is a beauty parlor. And the lighter green area, there is a women's gym. With the blue area, their changing area. This dark green here on my left here, or on the left, is a plant room. This is what the final sports hall will look like. The architects have been really creative. They have actually picked, for example, we told them, we are people here, of the members of the Shia community. Some come from East Africa, some come from Middle East, some come from Iran and Iraq. And they actually have picked up, this is the Maasai design from Tanzania that they're going to plunk into the ceiling of the sports hall. Isn't that brilliant? This is the William Morris design of England. They're going to plunk it in the lecture theatre walls. This is what the beauty parlor would look like. 1 floor up, we have the men's gym, the men's changing area, the kitchen area, and the sports studio. On the ground floor, which is a prime area, you would agree, where we were not allowed to build any larger than the footprint of the previous buildings. The ground floor is the shortest, narrowest rather, and the shortest in terms of footprint. The red area is the musalla, 220 prayer mats facing Qibla there. The light purple area is the entrance foyer with a reception desk and a feature staircase as you enter, and the purple area is the restaurant area. So, as I said, the ground floor is the smallest size. The building above that goes wider. The building, the basement below that goes wider as well. So it's an hourglass shape, if you like. This is what the final design of a prayer hall would be. I would love to spend hours there, wouldn't you all? Just sit there, contemplate. Okay. So here they've picked up the Isfahan ceiling design to put on the ceiling there. This is the restaurant. Looking as you enter on the right, you will see the restaurant area, and the ceiling of the restaurant area is from the North Indian Mughal design. This is the wudu area on the ground floor. They've just picked it up, don't ask me why, from the Louvre, in Abu Dhabi, they have opened this. How many of you have been to say this is the French museum? Yeah. So this is, as I said, the floor above the ground floor, wider and larger. Additional musalla area. This can double up as a wedding banquet. It can double up as a conference center with madrasa classrooms that you can collapse and make the whole even larger. You have the youth center there in light beige, and next to it in orange, you have got the roof garden, and no shisha there. Then we have the, before you think otherwise, then we have the IT room, we have the library, and we have a multi-faith room as well. Remember, the whole vision is, the ethos is to open the place up to the non-Muslim members of the community as well. And the very final floor on the far end is where the Sajjad's studio, media studio will be housed. We'll have a television, inshallah, and radio stations there as well, and all the administrative areas like the boardroom and the manager's room, etc. So this is what the money side looks like. The green bit is what has already been collected. The red bit is what we still have to collect and build. So every year that we wait, the prices go up. Hitherto, the strategy has been to collect the money and build. But now we have had a change of strategy, which I'll go through in the next slide. It's 9:13 Maghrib today, is it right? I've got 3 more minutes. Riaz needs only 1 minute, but I'll give you 2 minutes. We had already agreed beforehand. Okay, so this is what the construction. So we need to raise another half of it to be able to go forward. So look at the strategy of how do we raise the rest of the money. So rather than waiting and taking another 5-10 years to build the rest of it, we have decided to borrow the money. Brothers, sisters, borrow the money. I am sure you know of individuals within the Shia world globally who have got money lying in the bank earning 0.5%, 1% interest. Please convince them. I will sacrifice, my wife is hearing this, this is the first time I'm mentioning that, I will mortgage my house to make sure that we pay that loan back. Okay, so there are individuals globally who can give us the loan. If we get this interest-free loan, that will be the best option. The second best option is to try and get a debt. Get a debt from the bank, from one of the institutions where we already applied, but it will cost interest. Once the superstructure is up, we feel that we'll be able to borrow a little bit more and repay over a longer period of time. Iqbal is also working on an innovative scheme of social impact bond that inshallah will also come as our option. So all of these are options, and inshallah the intention is to raise that and move on. I just want to remind everybody this slide, which is an old slide, that once the place is up and running, there is sufficient income generation to cover the cost, the annual cost of the running of the place. So all I want to plead for tonight is please fill the standing orders. We already have £17,000 of standing order coming every month. I just want to treble this. If we treble this, we are nearly there. So every individual sitting here today, brothers, sisters, please try and fill a standing order form if you haven't already filled one, and if you already filled one, see if you can enhance the value of that. I'll hand over to Riaz. It's just this. Hold on, turn it if you like.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Thank you very much for being here with us tonight and to hear a little bit about what we intend to do for the Salaam Center. So, as Nizar said, every project needs funding. And up to now, what we've done, again we've done it tonight, is shake the bucket in front of you and say, please, please give us some money so we can finish on time. It's a very ambitious project. We still have over £13 million to raise. It's a lot of money to raise. But now, what we're looking at is seeing if there's ways in which we can actually raise money by doing good. So what the Salaam Center has done is we've bought a pharmacy, right? It's called the North Harrow Pharmacy. And 100% of the profits of this pharmacy will be going to the Salaam Center. This is what it looks like. It was sold to us by Muhammad Hussain Jagani, who is a supporter of the Salaam Center, and he ran the pharmacy for 30 years. It's very, very close to us. It's near VB and Sons and right next door to Tesco Express in North Harrow, which is only about a 5-minute walk away. The strategic direction of the development of this pharmacy will be made by experienced Mahfil pharmacists. We have pharmacists within our organization who are experienced in retail pharmacy, in clinical pharmacy, in operating pharmacies, and in practice research as well. The pharmacy has not been modernized for over 30 years, so we need to think creatively and refit the pharmacy so there's some more money to spend so that we can bring it up to date. But when it's done, we will have the highest standards of pharmaceutical care. In July, we'll be joined by an expert pharmacist manager. Her name is Nishat Nasser. She was a maths teacher before she became a pharmacist. So if you want some help with your quadratic equations, she can help you with that as well. But she has many additional qualifications, and she can run health clinics, give injections, and all sorts of health care that all of us can benefit from. So there we are. Ultimately, after the refit will be the Salaam Pharmacy. And what is it that the Salaam Pharmacy wants to do? We want to raise funds by doing good. There are many, many people in our community who don't access health care, and they don't know how to get the best from their health care. We don't want to send them to a department or ask them to fill in a form. We want to do it for them. But to do this, we need to have volunteers within our community who come in and say, yes, we share the vision, we can help. You don't necessarily have to be a healthcare worker. You could be somebody who maybe could design a website for us, or somebody could say, I notice your sink is leaking, let me come and fix the repair for you. Or, you know, the back of your pharmacy needs a lick of paint, I can do that for you at the weekend. Any sort of help that you can give us would be very, very welcome. But we also want to engage with local and national agencies, because Salaam Center should be the first to be considered for research projects, for pilot funding, for clinical trials, and for practice research. So then over to you. What is it that you can do? I'm here to ask you to support the pharmacy in every way that you can. And the most important is for you to ask your GP to send your prescriptions to us. For the housebound, we can even arrange a home delivery. What you need to do is fill in one of these nomination forms. That's what it looks like. They're available both in the ladies and in the gents. So please get a copy from myself or my brother Mushtaq, who is here tonight. He's got a whole heap of forms. Fill that in, and the first thing you can do is get your prescriptions dispensed there. There's plenty of forms available in the ladies as well. But then also for all the medicines that you need to buy, whether you've got a cough or a cold, or you need anything that you need over the counter, please buy them from the pharmacy, because every bit of profit that we make, will go towards funding the Salaam Center. There's free parking outside. You can get 20 minutes free parking outside. If you're going for Hajj or Ziyarah or your holidays and you need antimalarials, you need vaccines, please consider getting them from the Salaam Pharmacy. Be a friend of the Salaam Pharmacy. Make sure that not only do you participate, but try and ask all your friends and family to participate as well. Everyone can make a difference. If you take a copy of the form, you can photocopy it, you can give it out, or if you can let your doctor know directly at the surgery that you want your prescriptions to come to the Salaam Pharmacy from now on. Get involved, make it your pharmacy. But every type of contribution that you can make, please make sure that you could do it. And finally, but the most important thing, remember that you are doing good and raising funds for the Salaam Center. Please pray for our success, especially on this very important night of destiny and decree. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.